Tonight on RB's Toy Box, a special video from my past. Computer, turn on my toy box. Let's get started. When I was 5 years old, I had a Smokee CB talking toy. This little guy right here. And obviously, I didn't remember anything about it until I was going through Facebook, and I have a lot of Facebook people that I follow that have collections and toy collections and on and on and on. And there was somebody there that had one of these sitting on a shelf in the back, you know, covered up with a bunch of other stuff, but just seeing this screen just brought back a flood of memories for me. And I knew exactly what it was as soon as I saw it. So I got on eBay and I started looking around, and these were going for some big money. And I came across one after looking for several weeks where somebody, I guess maybe had gotten this from a estate sale or something, but he had just thrown it up there for like 30 or 40 bucks. I can't remember, but it was literally brand new in the package. Never been opened, you know, still in its original cellophane wrapper. So I immediately put in the order, got it in, and it did not function correctly. So probably been jostled around for years, but I went ahead and took it apart and found that, you know, some of the parts inside just from age had deteriorated, because I think this was, if I remember correctly, a 5-year production run. And so I don't know when I got it during the production run, but at the time of this video, I'm 50 years old. And I got this for my 5th birthday. So we'll say 5 years old, or, you know, 45 years, let's say, is how old this is. So, you know, the rubber band inside had not been working correctly. There was some corrosion and stuff over on the side. So I got everything kind of cleaned up a little bit, but the motor itself, it just had not ever run, and so it was locked up inside of its bearings and everything. So I, you know, had the option of maybe trying to find another motor and modifying it that way, but I went ahead and bided my time, and I found another one that was also non-functional, but I think this one was like $25 or $30 as well. But it wasn't brand new in the package, so I figured we'll give it a shot. We'll order it. We'll see if there's the parts that I need for this one to make this one work. And it did. So it had, you know, a motor that, you know, the bearings weren't worn out to the point. You know, everything else was about the same as far as the inside go. But between the motor and putting a brand new rubber band on it and tweaking around with the settings for the wire and so forth on the inside, I was able to get it working, and that's what tonight's video is for. I'm so excited after having these for about 8 months now, and just getting around to working on it. I wanted to show you my Smokee CB talking toy that I had when I was 5 years old. And this, when I saw it, it just brought back such a flood of memories to me. I mean, this was my favorite. All the kids in the neighborhood were just so jealous because I had this. And my parents, I mean, these apparently were really expensive back in the day, and my parents had saved up, I mean, for a while, because when these were out on the television, they were in magazines, you know, the advertisements in there, and I mean, I wanted one, because back then with Smokey and the Bandit and Convoy and some of these other movies and shows that were out there, a CB was a big deal. I mean, my dad had a CB in his truck, right, and listen to him talking to people as we're driving around going to church, and, you know, hitting that breaker 19 and talking. I wanted one, right? And my parents finally was able to get me one for my 5th birthday. And so I'm just so excited to have this functional. Now, I want to show you, if I can, the inside here. Pull out these little pins on the side. They're supposed to look like screws, but they're just little bitty pins. But I want to show you what made this thing tick. And it's, if you've ever opened up the inside of a Viewmaster, some of the talking Viewmasters, it's of the same kind of technology. It uses a record, just like this, This is an actual record. So just like a vinyl record that you would play, only this is plastic, and so on here is a record of sounds, or people talking. And then it uses, again, same technology, vibration technology. There's no electronic speaker. This is just a needle hooked up to a plastic diaphragm with a little hole here that allows the sound to transmit from the needle through the vibration and be able to hear it. That is literally all the technology that is behind this, except for this front lever that lifts up the needle. So when it gets to the end, the bar here touches the power wire, which is nothing more than this thin, you probably can't see it in the video too well, but a thin little wire. And then with that wire, that's what turns it off. And then you turn the dial and it literally lifts up the needle and slides back down, and then sets it back down to play the next one and play the next one. And don't ask me how it knows how to play the next one, but it somehow does. It's pretty cool. But that's all the technology that's inside this. So you have the volume, not the volume knob, but you have the on and off knob, and then you have this knob, which is what lifts up and then allows that needle to slide back down and start the record over again. So it was just, again, it was such a cool thing back in the day, and just to take a look at the technology that they had back then. I mean, without having any wires or electronic speakers or anything, just to have a record, and then this to just play those vibrations made it work. So if we can get the sound to work through here, I don't know if it will, but we're going to sure try. I've got my little microphone right here, but I'm going to turn it on. And then I'm going to lift this up and then back down. Here we go.
Calling Rubber Ducky, come in.
Calling Rubber Ducky, come in. Calling Rubber Ducky, come in. So it's got 10 different, recorded messages, apparently played in random as it's going back through there. Just depends probably on gravity as to which track that it hits. But, short video tonight, just a special video to show you my now brand new and reconditioned Smokee CB talking toy, 45 years old, that I had when I was just a little Arby's toy box. So thank you for spending a few moments with me tonight and sharing that with me. You have a great night here at Arby's Toy Box.